everyone, my name is Kristen and welcome to the Wapiti Regional Library Week 7 Challenge. This week we are challenging you to put on your thinking cap and become a scientist. I am going to show you how to do 4 experiments using at-home ingredients. All you have to do is send us your pictures after you try one of them for a chance to be entered into our weekly challenge draw. The draw will be made at the end of summer for some awesome prizes. First, the first science thing we are going to do is look at nature. There is a lot of science involved in nature, and we will be learning how plants feed and water themselves. We will be making some colored flowers. To make colored flowers, all you need is some white flowers or celery, food coloring, and a cup filled with water. Flowers have stems, which have little tubes which carry food and water up to the petals and leaves. To make these colored flowers, you will add food coloring to the water. Your flowers will start to show colors after 1 hour, and the colors will get darker after 1 day. This shows us how the water travels all the way up the stem and to the petals. Everyone loves watching fireworks during celebrations, but did you know you can make fireworks in a jar by using some ingredients you probably already have in your kitchen? This teaches us about physics. Physics is the study of different forces around us. For example, one of these forces is gravity. Gravity is why we stay on the ground and we don't float in the air like you do in outer space. Fireworks in a jar teaches us about density. Everything around us is made of little tiny things called atoms. The more atoms a thing has, the more dense it is. For example, water is more dense than oil. That is why oil floats on water. Let's learn about physical forces by making these fireworks in a jar. To make fireworks in a jar, you will need a glass cup filled with warm water, food coloring, and vegetable oil. Start off by filling your jar or glass cup with warm water and then pouring in some oil. Watch as the oil floats to the top. Oil floats on water because it is less dense. Slowly add drops of food coloring. You will notice they float down to the bottom of the oil and then they explode like fireworks into the water. The reason the food coloring explodes is because it moves from the less dense oil to the more dense water, causing it to pop. This makes for a very cool effect and a great calming jar. One of the funnest areas of science is chemistry. Chemistry is all about how different things react. Today we will be learning about acids and bases. You might already know about the classic science experiment of a baking soda and vinegar volcano. This works because baking soda is a base and vinegar is an acid. So when they react, there is a chemical reaction which causes them to bubble. We will be using this same concept to make some watercolor prints. Let's see how we do it. To make a bubbling watercolor print, you will need a pan, white cardstock or paper, food coloring, baking soda, and vinegar. Start by filling some cups with a little bit of vinegar. Then add some food coloring and stir it together. Once you have made your vinegar mixtures, you are going to go outside and add some baking soda all over your pan. It doesn't have to be perfect, it can be quite messy. You will then take your cups of vinegar and using a spoon, pour it onto your baking soda. Notice how it starts to fizz and bubble. This is because vinegar is what you call an acid, and the baking soda is what we call a base. When an acid and a base mix together, there is a chemical reaction, and that is why it bubbles. Continue adding your many different colors of vinegar onto the baking soda. You can use as few or as many colors as you'd like. You don't even have to make a watercolor print at the end of this. You could just do this to play. Once you are satisfied with how it looks, you will then take your piece of paper and dip it in. Let it soak up the color, then take it out and set it onto the pavement to dry. Once it is dry, you will see your vibrant, bubbling watercolor print. The final experiment that you can do is just for teens and adults. This experiment uses borax, which is a natural detergent, but it is a skin irritant. So, when working with borax, be sure to wear proper eye protection and gloves. Crystals are super trendy right now, and did you know that crystals also have something to do with science? They are a part of geology, which is the study of rocks. Today, we will be making your own crystals just using borax. Just like I said before, remember, this is only for teens and adults, as it requires borax, and it also requires boiling water. Let's see how you can make your own crystals at home. To make geode crystals, you will need a stick or a pencil, a heat-safe jar, pipe cleaners, string, and borax detergent. Start off by making your crystal form by folding pipe cleaners into a tight ball. It doesn't have to be a perfect shape. Then attach string to the pipe cleaner and the stick. Place it in the jar to make sure it won't touch the bottom or sides. To make our crystal solution, take boiling water in your heat-safe jar and slowly add a few tablespoons of borax. Initially, when you stir, you will notice that it all dissolves and the water remains clear. Continue adding tablespoons of borax and stirring. Be sure to wear gloves and safety goggles, as borax is a skin irritant. You will notice towards the end when you add some, it no longer will mix in. As you can see, there is borax at the bottom of the jar. This is what we call a super saturated solution. You can then add some food coloring if you wish to give your crystal some extra color. Then, place your pipe cleaner into the jar and bob it up and down to get out any air bubbles. You will then cover this with a book or a piece of cardboard and let it cool for a day. Then, take out your crystals and set them on a paper towel and cut off the string. After they are dry, you will have rock-hard crystals. I hope these 4 experiments gave you some inspiration. Be sure to try one of them. If you don't have any of the ingredients at home, you can also make up your own science challenge by using science books you find online. Or, remember, cooking is science too. Send us a picture of whatever you make for the chance to be entered into our draw. See you soon, and good luck!